we'd like to welcome our first student speaker to the stage, Ipek Atalay.
Friends, administrators, and parents, welcome and thank you for being here to support the graduating class of 2016. Can you believe it? We have come from all kinds of backgrounds and countries, but I believe we all have one thing in common: our desire to succeed, our desire to experience, our desire to learn, but most importantly, our desire to graduate. The number of years we each have been here may be different, but there is no denying that when we first walked through the doors of SPP, we were nervous wrecks, waiting to make friends and wanting to feel welcome. And like me, for some others, wanting to find a place to call home. Now, years later, we're leaving the school behind to a whole new crop of people, most of whom will be just as nervous as we were when we first arrived. Personally, I had never expected to feel more comfortable in a foreign country than I ever did in my own country. But nevertheless, the United States, as well as SPP, has provided me with the most stable stepping stone into my future. For me, the time I spent in SPP has been both a long 2 years and a short 2 years. Long because of the seemingly endless classwork and the weeks of AP testing that just seemed to have time stand still. I remember there were times that I didn't know if I was taking the AP macroeconomics test or the AP government test. Everything just seemed to be jumbled up together. And also long because of the constant pressure of finding the right university. And hearing over and over again phrases such as these ones. Let me see here. This year, admission to this university was more competitive than ever. And please know that our statement is in no way a judgment of your character or your ability to succeed in college. And a very popular one is our applicant pool has been very competitive this year. And we are very disappointed that you could not be a part of our admitted class. But the year was also short because of all the friendships coming to an end and the goodbyes that we have to say, not knowing when we will see each other ever again. And short because we rushed through our early morning coffee, or tea for some of us, or our early morning conversations. We're rushing through laughing and complaining through classes and everything, and just in general, just rushing to get to it anywhere. Good or bad, long or short, I will remember this place. While I'm thrilled to be doing this speech, I can't say I've spent as many hours as some of us have in between these hallways. Like the ping pong players in the first semester, the track team, the second semester, and of course all the kids putting their work into getting the special diplomas, like for visual arts, global leadership and business. And of course, for every kid that stays behind, there are teachers who are working with those students. Our teachers spent an inhuman amount of time working with students both before and after school, and they always do it in their own choosing. If I spot Mr. Vigan around the school at 7 a.m. just rushing, carrying boxes, trying to get the school ready for us before we come in, I always see Miss Larson there in the copy room just working things through. And for every teacher that comes in early, there's a teacher closing down the place, like Miss Kate, Miss Norton, and Mr. Schwartz. I can't begin to talk about how I have witnessed our teachers staying after not just to help us academically, but also to help work out our personal issues. See, it takes that kind of teamwork and that kind of family commitment to survive anywhere in life. And I know my experience is limited, but every problem I've overcome has been because someone has been there to help me through it. my sport net ranged, and still ranges, from my parents to my friends, including people whom I've only known for a few months. They continue to give me a safe and reliable sport network. While every school has dedicated students and teachers, SVP was especially unique to me on a different aspect. For reasons still unknown to me, I come from Turkey and I have great friends and wonderful family there. But I was never truly able to call it my home. However, in SVP, I found that home, with people from all kinds of places and all kinds of backgrounds, without any regards or prejudices. I feel like I finally found that stable stepping stone into my future. And now, as I'm about to graduate from SVP, I realize I will forever miss the supporting hugs in the morning, all the friendly faces, and I immediately think of Rachel, Emily, and Oliver, whom I've known for more than 2 years, and just in general, the out-of-school moments that assist me in getting through everything and stepping me in the right direction. So, what is the next step? I will be moving to Scotland to study political science and international law with the hopes of coming back to the United States for law school. Many of us will follow a similar path to school in their respective countries, and others may get right back to work. And some of us may take a few years to decide what they want to do. Leaving high school is such a brutal transition, and none of us know what the world has in store for us. We will have to step carefully. But I do know how I will deal with the events of life that I will surely confront. By using the skills and information I've picked up here at this place called SVP, I will surely be on the path to success. And I've got plenty of people to thank for that. Of course, parents, teachers, and friends. But I guess the biggest thing I learned in high school is to lean on others when needed. A skill I had previously failed to appreciate. And such a skill is something only SVP could have taught me. Congratulations, class of 2016. We did it.